One of them is copywriting from A to Z. It's 26 ways to improve response. And it's just a way of going through different copywriting techniques, right, from A to Z that will improve your writing, improve the response that you get from your writing. Again, it was a fun way to do it. And it was something that made it not boring for me. And, the challenge of having to come up with something for every letter of the alphabet. And hopefully it makes it interesting for people. Hopefully people are going, I wonder what he came up with for Z. That's going to be, a hard one to come up with a copywriting principle for. Then the other one is idea. I mean, I love ideas. I love creativity. I love the impact that an idea can have, whether it's an idea for a product, whether it's an idea for how to market something, whether it's an idea for copy and for a headline, especially today, right? When AI is just sort of homogenizing everything and making copy, making the ideas that people come up with be so similar, a real human breakthrough idea is something that stands out. And this is, some of the techniques that I've come up with for coming up with ideas in a more kind of a systematic way.
I want to go into more depth in that in just a moment. But while we're on your products page, you've got the A-list copywriting secrets.
Right.
You have your inner circle. This is a mastermind group?
Yeah, it's a mastermind group. It's kind of a group coaching kind of a thing. If people wanted to coach with me, wanted me to coach them one-on-one, it's, like thousands of dollars an hour. But for $97 a month, you can be part of this group and, have the chance to have me work with you one-on-one and have your.
And then you also have Idea Power. Is this an online video course or what is this?
Yeah, it's basically an online video, although there is an offline workbook, which is a big part of it. And it's basically a systematic way of coming up with ideas, because I think the problem people have with ideas is they kind of go, oh, I need an idea. What in the universe would be a good idea that I can think of? And this is kind of a way of just kind of using a series of questions, kind of like the same way AI uses prompts, right? To prompt you for coming up with ideas, right? Like the.
Now, I mean, that's really where I wanted to go is, how much do you find yourself using AI as a source of ideas? Because I do find that if you retain your editor's hat, it's fantastic for just generating ideas at a very high volume. And I have my own GPT as well, where I've uploaded, gone to OpenAI, set up an account, created my own GPT with all my books and online training and stuff. So now my clients can go to my GPT or my digital clone on my own site and say, I got an interview tomorrow. I think this is my message, or, here's a paragraph. Help me really narrow down my top 3 messages. But now I want 10 great sound bites for each message using the TJ soundbite method, which has got to have an analogy or a cliche or I've got a whole matrix, and boom, it'll spit out 30 sound bites in 30 seconds. And if I'm being fair and honest, I will say, okay, maybe not everyone is perfect, but it would have taken me 90 minutes to do that. It did it in 30 seconds.
Right.
And I really only need 3 or 4 for each one. So if half of them are bad, it doesn't matter. I still have at least 5 for each one that are frankly as good or better than the ones I would have come up with.
But you see, that's where an important skill comes in, which is discrimination, which is the ability to tell which ones are good and which ones are bad.
Yes.
And that's why skill is such an important factor. That's why people will never be able to just use AI to just come up with stuff. They've got to have that skill where they know what's a good, whether it's a headline, whether it's a soundbite, whatever it is, they've got to know, they've got to be able to tell.